Kayode stared at the termination letter, the words blurring through his exhausted eyes. 10 years at the company, gone in a single afternoon. His hands trembled as he folded the paper and slipped it into his briefcase. The drive home felt longer than usual, each traffic light another moment to dread what awaited him. Shike was in the kitchen when he arrived, her posture rigid as she chopped vegetables with aggressive precision. She didn't look up. "I lost my job today," Kayode said quietly. The knife stopped mid-air. Shike turned, her expression morphing from surprise to fury in seconds. "You what?" "The company downsized." "It wasn't downsized." Her laugh was bitter. "Of course, I should have known. I married a man who can't even keep a job." She slammed the knife on the counter. "Do you know how embarrassing this is? What am I supposed to tell my friends, my family?" Kayode felt the familiar weight settle on his chest. This was how it always went. Every setback, every challenge became ammunition for Shike's endless complaints. When his mother was ill, Shike complained about the hospital visits disrupting her schedule. When he'd missed a promotion last year, she had sulked for weeks, comparing him unfavorably to her friends' husbands. "We'll figure it out," he said, though his voice lacked conviction. "I'll start looking tomorrow. I have savings." "Your savings?" Shike's eyes narrowed. "That pittance won't last 3 months. I can't live like this, Kayode. I didn't sign up for this poverty." Their daughter, Teniola, appeared in the doorway, her 7-year-old face creased with worry. "Mama, why are you shouting?" "Go to your room," Shike snapped. But Teniola moved closer to Kayode instead, wrapping her small arms around his leg. The gesture seemed to infuriate Shike further. The following weeks were a nightmare. Shike's complaints became constant. She criticized everything: the cheaper groceries, the cancelled cable subscription, his appearance at breakfast. She stopped cooking, stopped speaking to him except to voice her disappointment. Kayode sent out dozens of resumes while walking on eggshells in his own home. Then, on a Thursday afternoon, Shike made her announcement. "I'm leaving," she said, her suitcase already packed. "I'm taking Teniola. I can't do this anymore." "Shike, please." Kayode's voice cracked. "Just give me more time." "Time? I've given you enough time. You're a failure, Kayode. I need to think about our daughter's future, even if you won't." Teniola burst into tears when she understood what was happening. "I don't want to go. Daddy, please. Mama, no." The little girl clung to Kayode, sobbing into his shirt. Shike had to physically pull her away, Teniola's cries echoing through the apartment as they left. Kayode stood frozen, his daughter's anguished screams replaying in his mind long after the door slammed shut. The apartment became a tomb. Kayode barely ate, barely slept. He missed Teniola with an ache that felt physical. Shike had blocked his calls, allowing only supervised video chats once a week. During those brief moments, Teniola would cry and beg to come home. 3 months crawled by. Then, impossibly, the phone rang with an opportunity that changed everything. It was an old colleague now at a prestigious firm. They needed someone with Kayode's expertise for a major project. The salary was triple what he'd earned before. Within weeks, Kayode had signed the contract, moved to a better apartment, and could finally breathe again. That's when Shike reappeared. She stood at his door, Teniola beside her, wearing a smile he hadn't seen in years. "Kayode, I heard about your new position. That's wonderful. I always knew you had it in you." Teniola ran to him and he scooped her up, tears streaming down both of their faces. "I think we should talk," Shike continued, stepping inside uninvited, her eyes scanning the spacious apartment with obvious approval. "About us, about giving our family another chance. Teniola needs both her parents, and I realized I may have been too hasty. Those months apart made me see what's truly important." She moved closer, placing her hand on his arm. "Everyone makes mistakes, Kayode. I was scared, overwhelmed, but we can walk through this. For Teniola's sake, if not for ours. Don't you want your daughter to grow up in a complete home?" Kayode looked at Teniola, her hopeful eyes shining as she crossed his shirt. Then he looked at Shike, seeing both the woman he'd once loved and the one who called him a failure as she walked out the door. His phone buzzed with a message from his lawyer about the custody hearing scheduled for next week. His mother's words from years ago echoed in his mind. Forgiveness is divine, but wisdom is knowing who deserves it. He thought about the lonely nights, Teniola's tears during those video calls, the sound of her daughter screaming for him as Shike dragged her away. But he also thought about Teniola's need for stability, for her mother, for a family unit. Could people really change? Did Shike deserve a second chance, or was this just about the money? Would taking her back teach Teniola that it's acceptable to abandon people when times get tough, or would refusing teach her daughter that love should be conditional and unforgiving? Kayode took a deep breath. His heart turned between justice and mercy, between protecting himself and giving his daughter what she seemed to want, her family back together. The choice before him would define not just his future, but Teniola's understanding of love, loyalty, and self-respect.
What do you think Kayode should do? Should he give Shikira another chance for their daughter's sake, or protect himself from someone who abandoned him at his lowest point? Let us know in the comments below.